there is no VAR today. There's no VAR in this round of the Cup. Okay, Guadalajara get the ball underway. Julio Martinez is the left back. He plays to Agustin Moreno out on the left. Moreno not played that often. Andreas Christensen hasn't played that often recently, the Dane, but he's back in the side today, but not a bad substitute to be able to bring in. And Barca looking to advance down the right. Once again, it's Christensen. Frenkie de Jong also available again after injury. All going through Christensen, the Guadalajara players, I think. It's quite clear that they have decided it's going to be a let's defend in depth sort of game. And, very quickly there, Barcelona. The foul's pretty clear. Casadó who committed the foul. Just behind, well, stood just behind Joan Laporta. It's a constant stream of people coming up to hug him and shake his hand. Back very quickly, Eric García plays it out wearing a face mask. The defender who's just the end of last week signed his new contract to keep him at the club until June 2031. Nick and Barca again down that right hand side, comes back to García, who in turn feeds Christensen and De Jong. Casadó. Thinks it's going to be a game where Barcelona probe and probe, look to beat, break down a well-organised home defence. So again it comes back to Christensen. The youngster Jofre Torrents, B-team player, getting a chance today. Again De Jong being hassled by Pablo Rojo, the number 6 for Guadalajara. And again Jofre. Fermín López comes from the missile problem he suffered not so long ago, and it goes out wide again to Casadó. He boos and whistles every time Lamine touches the ball. I suppose he has been in the news not just for his football but also for his social life. Rashford looks to work a chance and is penalised by Sotogrado. Once again just catching Pablo Rojo there. See him using a hand there just to hold the defender off. This is not Rojo, it is the number 16, Miguel García. Manuel Ramírez goes for goal, and Ter Stegen called in to make an early save. Comfortable for the German. As we say, clearly not first choice anymore. Joan García, the goalkeeper Barca signed from Espanyol in the summer, has certainly earned that epaulet. Just Ter Stegen at the moment is ahead of Wojciech Szczesny. Given away there by Christensen. Recovers well against Ramírez, and that's nice footwork. Bernal, the number 22, another player who's just working his way back to full fitness after suffering a torn cruciate knee ligament, but the games he played last season, he just before he got injured, just the 3 or 4, showed he is a real talent. A bit hectic in there at the moment. Jong and Samuel Mayo. Tussle and Dani Vicente in goal. Keeps that out of the second attempt. Usually substitute in the league is Dani Vicente. Amador Sarko Jimenez plays in the RFEF 1. There's Flick. Side has recovered after a up and down start. Decent effort that from Eric García to the season. Only 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, who by the way played tomorrow at 9 p.m. away to Talavera, which is about 100 kilometres, 120 kilometres to the southwest of the capital. Talavera actually in the same division as Guadalajara, a couple of places below them. I say, just to give you a little context, this weekend Guadalajara played Real Madrid's B team, Real Madrid Castilla, in the league, in the RFEF 1, and they were beaten 3-1. Might have had a few other things on their mind, however. There's Bernal. Once again, it's just played across to Andreas. Christensen seeing a lot of the ball in these early minutes. Fermín looks for Rashford. Again, Fermín. It's only 3 years ago that he was playing against Barca at this stage of the tournament when he was on loan at Linares. Christensen wins the header. Battling well so far, though, Guadalajara in these opening 7 minutes. Ter Stegen. Obviously, his future is going to be interesting, because if he wants to go to the World Cup, he does need to play. So will he be away in January on a loan? It's a very much a watch this space situation. Foul there from Jorge Diaz on Bernal. Here's Lamine, once again. Players crowding around him, looking to deny him the chance to produce any magic. Decent ball in. And there's Marc Bernal again. To Fermín López. Just opens up a wee bit. Wasn't really a shot or a cross, was it? And comfortable for Vicente, or Dani Vicente. Christensen times his leap well, but picked up by Rojo. Looking for the ball round the back of Casadó. I don't think Agustín Moreno's going to have the legs to get on that one. I think Barcelona will be that upset if Guadalajara look to pressure them a bit high up the pitch. Might open things up a wee bit. Here comes to Casadó. And Lamine Yamal in his own half. Looks to hit that with the outside of his foot. Just opens up once again. Rojo very active in these opening minutes, the number 6. There is Martín watching from a cabin. His team beats Ceuta, second division side, in the last round, 1-0. Bernal once again reading things well. Lamine Yamal is a little shirt tug. Barca once again taking up camp outside the Guadalajara penalty area. It's given away. He's done well to recover it though, as Fermín. This time he's worked a decent shooting chance, but it went a little bit high and wide. Goal kick to Guadalajara. One thing they'll be happy about is they haven't conceded an early goal. Teams at this level are FEF1, I think sort of League 1 or League 2 level really, so fully professional. Although as you can see, looking at the possession stats, 75% to 25%. Most of the ball is for Barca, and in chasing the ball can wear you out as the game progresses. Nice work there from Jofre. Bernal turns into trouble, gets out of it very nicely. Good pressure from Cañizo, the number 9 for Guadalajara. Space here on the left now for Fermín once again. And Christensen. Casadó filling in for Jules Koundé at right back today. Just turn there was Marcus Rashford. Once again packed numbers in the Guadalajara defence. There's Roony Bardghji, Swedish winger, joined Barca in the summer. Oh, well, hassled out of it, Lamine. Didn't enjoy that very much. Back with Torrents. Got a back heel there from Bardghji. Stegen keeps the ball moving. Interesting that Barca have both Lamine Yamal and Roony Bardghji playing on the right at the moment. Fermín out on the left here, which might not be his best position. There's Christensen, who's actually the deepest player for Barcelona apart from Marc-André Stegen. Well, I think Jofre would have been happy to get, especially as Stegen was out of position. He dealt with it well, the youngster. And García once again looks for Fermín, who's got past that first challenge, looks to set it up, and good defending. Danger still not gone. With Jong. There's Roony. And Lamine. Good challenge though. He doesn't get past Agustín Moreno. One down the channel. But comfortable in the end for García. For Rashford, level with the last defender, but Javier Blanque got across well, the number 4. Experienced central defender, as we saw when he got his 200-game commemorative shirt. Fermín. It's intercepted though. Mayo. Cañizo, well, you don't shoot, you don't score. And Alejandro Cañizo had a pop there, didn't really get much in it, but good work there from Samuel Mayo, the number 22, who won possession, slips that one into Cañizo. He's running into space, no real option on for the pass. And in the end, Stegen watches it go wide of his post. Very well last season under Pere Martí in the RAFF 2 Guadalajara, and he conceded 15 goals all season. Went up with 74 points from a league which has 18 teams in it. Yeah, Flick might be asking for a little bit more clarity. His team dominating possession, but so far not got on the scoreboard. Once again, De Jong. Here's Lamine, who's been very closely attended to so far. Chance for Casadó to curl that one in, but well claimed by the Guadalajara goalkeeper, Dani Vicente. Just 22 years old. Been pretty reliable on those high balls so far, hasn't he, Christensen? And Jofre once again does well under a bit of pressure. García. Boos, whistles a few for Lamine. He whips that ball in, and once again, woof, doesn't read the bounce particularly well, Dani Vicente, but gets away with it. Not the place to try anything a little bit too clever. Casadó. Once again, Lamine. Barcelona still immersed in the Negreira case, where they, I think as Christensen lines one up, and this time he does hold on to it. Does well there, does Dani Vicente. So the old Negreira case, which Barcelona accused of making payments of about 8 million euros to Enrique Negreira, the former vice president of the referees commission in Spain. Just yesterday, these money was apparently made for reports on referees and scouting reports from Negreira, who, I repeat, was the vice president of the referees commission. And yesterday there was caught in the ongoing court case. Former Barca coaches Luis Enrique and Ernesto Valverde both gave evidence, trusting that both said that they never ever saw any of those scouting reports. Which is slightly surprising, isn't it? If they were scouting reports. Looks like a free kick there. Guadalajara's players aren't that happy. It looked to me as if he got caught just above his ankle, Lamine Yamal. Whoa. They almost sandwich him, don't they? It's Mayo who goes in from the left-hand side. Quite a way out. It looks as if Rashford is going to have a go here. Can he hit one of those torpedoes? Well, the answer is it's not a bad one, but at the second attempt, Dani Vicente keeps it out. As we get to the 20th minute, it's getting busier and busier as the young goalkeeper. It's quite well there. It's a nasty little dipping shot. So just bouncing right in front of him. So Stegen comes out to clear, where the linesman's flag is up on this near side. That's an awkward bounce, isn't it? But I say keeps it out. And that is the most, and then gets onto the rebound as well. Well headed out, and Christensen does well, works a little. Well, I thought he was going to have a shot, and instead he feeds Lamine Yamal. And once again gets clipped right on the edge of the penalty area. Again, the home fans don't really like it. Oh yeah, well, you can see there he just gets caught, doesn't he, pretty clearly. And it was Bardghji, the guilty party. So another dangerous free kick for Barcelona. It looks like it's going to be Roony Bardghji. Rashford over it, but Bardghji goes for goal and wasn't very far away. Have a look from behind the goal. That's about a yard wide, isn't it? Great chance here, unlucky there. Good pressure from Guadalajara. Jong. Once again to Fermín. A minor technical issue here. Meanwhile, Barcelona continue to attack. And again, good defending. It was Moreno once again. And Frenkie de Jong. Still de Jong plays that one out wide. Home fans in Deportivo Guadalajara, of course. Oh, that's a nice little ball flicked through from Bernal. Rashford, but once again, desperate last moment defending. And another free kick for Barcelona. And it's Christensen who gets caught. Referee's blown for dangerous play. 25 minutes gone, still 0-0 here in the Pedro Escartin Stadium in Guadalajara. Not many football grounds named after former professional cyclists. Oof. Just looking at that Christensen thing, it's Cañizo who catches him. Is Fermín going to kick that one in? No, he isn't. Not having an easy night, is he, Lamine Yamal, so far? Every time they gets the ball, they're closing in on him like a pack of hunting dogs. There is Joan Laporta. You see my hand if I put it over the ledge behind him. Jofre Torrents. Nice little ball inside from Fermín, and he looks for the return from De Jong. Lovely little interchange there from Barcelona. Once again Fermín, but it is Lanke who gets back to provide cover. Once again Fermín battles away. So he has earned his spurs in the lower divisions, and in the end, free kick. Well to stand up there. I think a lot of players would have gone down, and oof, and again he stays up, only to lose out in the end. Highest Guadalajara have been in their history, by the way, was in the season 2011-12, 12-13. They had 2 seasons in the Spanish second division with Carlos Terrazas as coach, right up and at them. Coach from the Basque region, or from the Basque country. In the end, they were actually relegated because of severe financial irregularities. It's nicely worked to Manuel Ramirez, who sees Ter Stegen off his line, and it just looked as if the Barca goalkeeper lost his bearings there for a moment. Okay, so Barcelona back on script. Bardghji leaves that a wee bit short, but Marc Bernal, who's impressive in central midfield. It's again to Lamine Yamal, looks for the 1-2. It's again, there's no space to find that pass. And the hard-working Fermín, whoa, wins it, slams it just over the bar beyond the reach of the diving Dani Vicente. That's a vicious dipping shot from Fermín López. You wonder if he was a couple of yards further back, if that might have dipped in, but he wasn't, so it's a goal kick. Oof, he's dipping viciously. There's Cañizo, once again under a bit of pressure there from Christensen. He's done well there. And goes down under the challenge of Bernal. Referee reckons that's a yellow card. So first yellow card of the game goes to Football Club Barcelona, to Marc Bernal for that challenge. chance for Guadalajara to get that ball forward. So again, it's Balde who will hit the free kick. Let that one go. Jofre nearly snuck in behind. Jofre might have just let that one go through him, and he couldn't do a great deal with that from Ter Stegen. It's a dangerous free kick, that. Got a chance to take a long throw now. It's going to be Jorge Casadó, no relation, to come forward. He's certainly going to go long. That is a very good long throw. Nearly evades everybody. Again, it's Lamine Yamal who looks to bring the ball out, gets fouled once, gets fouled twice, and that's going to be a yellow card for Manuel Ramirez. Christensen. Casadó. Jofre. So it goes to Christensen. Mind you, in the second half, Barca have got, if they need, Robert Lewandowski on the bench. Had a bit of a physical issue. Looks like he could be able to play. Also got Ferran López, top Spanish scoring Spanish player in La Liga at the moment. García. Frenkie de Jong. Christensen just helps it on to Jofre. Keeping the shape really well, Guadalajara. De Jong now acting as the linchpin. Lamine Yamal's moved inside. So he has three players right on top of him. Now that does create a bit of space for Fermín, who has forced the corner for Football Club Barcelona. Miguel García took the impact of that. Flick at the near post once again, Fermín, and that's actually going to go out. If it goes out, it doesn't go out. Lashed at it. I wish he didn't get it on target. Lamine trying to make space for himself once again. Finds Christensen, staying very, very narrow at the moment, Guadalajara. Again, good defending. García looks to get in there. De Jong to Christensen. And Barca recovering very, very quickly. Lamine just trying to get more involved. Forces another free kick, and that was Manuel Ramirez, who's already been booked. And as Chrissy Hine might once have sung, it's a thin line between on and off. See, in the end, that looks like that was Rojo who makes that challenge. Under 10 minutes left of this first half. Not really been any stoppages. Once again, Rashford with the free kick. Hasn't taken such a long run up for this one yet. Will he be looking for Christensen? But nothing one in the end. Once again, the Guadalajara defence standing firm. Jofre prefers to send it back to Ter Stegen. Just pushing forward there for the home side. And there's Lamine Yamal. Once again gets bundled over. The assistant has a good view and plays on. Bardghji puts it into the near post. There's a leg that just deflects it away. Once again, Fermín. He looks to clip that in for Rashford. Ramirez sends that one forward. Christensen is in control. Speed here on the right for Barca. Once again, though, that cross doesn't get past the defender. Lamine, I think he might have run that one out. Indeed he has. Goal kick. Getting a little bit frustrated, Lamine Yamal. That last run, good speed there from Casadó. I'd say not really a fullback. Plays on as Ramirez goes down. Humphrey's not happy. But once again, it's with Fermín. López. Rashford. Once again, needed just a fraction of a second to think about the shot, but that fraction of a second was enough for Pablo Rojo to close him down. There's Bardghji. Once again, doesn't get past Casadó, the Jorge Casadó, the Guadalajara defender. But Bernal just slips in there ahead of Ramirez. Here comes Barcelona again. There's a little push. And that's dicked wide, another goal kick. Look at these games, isn't it? Barca pushing and pushing. You feel that the goal is going to come sooner or later, and then maybe more will follow. But until that first goal comes, Guadalajara sticking it right at it exceptionally well. Christensen is going to go back once again to Ter Stegen. Gives it straight back to him. Jong. Once again, Lamine running around, not able to get the joy they're looking for. Barca. Jofre keeping keeping up a fantastic physical effort so far, Guadalajara. Back with Christensen. Little dink there, looking for Marc Casadó. Hooked away by Julio Martinez. It's been waved forward a little bit, Guadalajara. Just under 5 minutes left in this half. Still 0-0 in the Pedro Escartin. If I remember correctly, Pedro Escartin, I think he won a Vuelta de España, Tour of Spain. Used to ride for the Kelme Costa Brava team. Good climber. Lamine Yamal. Trying to work space to start a run, but they're just not allowing him to. Off the ball, a bit late, that challenge on Mayo. Referee, so late, I don't think the referee even saw it. And it's given away to Cañizo. He uses his body well to force the free kick. Bernal pleads with Mr. Cesar Sotogrado. Looking for it, but a clever way just to take the pressure off there from the Guadalajara striker. They'll be looking forward to the half-time break, the Guadalajara players. They've put in a big effort in this first half, and so far they're being rewarded for it. 0-0. This is a little bit short for Casadó. As you can see, it's a bit chilly in Guadalajara. It's been rain for most of the day. Fortunately, that rain has eased off. It's a good job, because the people in the makeshift press area would be getting rained on otherwise. It is open to the elements. There's Roony. Fermín. Jofre on the overlap. That's nicely pulled back. Once again, just sheer bodies in the box, frustrating Barcelona there. You don't really have a second or a fraction of a second to think, do you? Just 3 or 4 players looking to close that one down. Clipped in by Lamine Yamal. García pushing forward, but once again a reasonably comfy save, this time for Dani Vicente. See how much injury time we're going to get. 4th official ready to raise it. The closing seconds of normal time. Jong. Fermín. Once again, looks to turn Fermín López, but he has Samuel Mayo right on top of him, just not allowing him to turn. 1 minute of added time. Yamal, and again Christensen. Jong and Jofre. Looks to pick out the run there, and once again it's Eric García running in from deep. Can't direct his header on target, and I reckon that should be enough to see out the first half. As well, gets up high, can't direct it on target. That is 46 minutes, the half. Bernal did have a yellow card in the first half. So 45 minutes left to play, 0-0. Possibility of extra time and penalties here in the Pedro Escartin Stadium. Here's Lamine Yamal. Struggled to find any space in the first half as the Guadalajara defenders really put in a shift. You saw that in that first moment he got the ball, 4 or 5 players around the ball. The question is perhaps how long will Guadalajara be able to keep up that effort? Obviously they are fully professional, but if you're chasing the ball as they have, and it was 75% of the ball more or less for Barcelona before the break, in the end it does take it out of you. Was he going for goal there, Eric García? Looking at that, it's the first time I thought it might have just been a slightly mishit pass, but seeing that again, I think we maybe did him a disservice. Anyhow, free kick for Club Deportivo Guadalajara, just inside the Barcelona half, which is taken by Jorge Casadó. Deep ball from Javier Alblanque, and that's out for a Barcelona throw-in, which Lamine Yamal leaves. A bit of pressure there, Ter Stegen. As De Jong takes that little header from Fermín López. Looks as if he's playing in a more central role at the moment, with Rashford moving out to the left. It was Fermín in the out wide earlier on. There's Roony Bardghji, looks for Rashford, great save! No offside flag went up, so Dani Vicente denying Marcus Rashford what would have been the opening goal here. Here's Lamine Yamal. Got Julio Martinez in front of him. Kells a decent ball in. It's only half cleared there by Jorge Casadó, but that's all he needed, as once again Dani Vicente got onto that ball. Casadó. Looking at it, it's not Eric García who's moved into midfield, it's Casadó who's stepped into central midfield. Eric García stepped across to right back, which again I think just shows how adaptable he has been over the last couple of seasons. Was pretty much out of the picture under Xavi Hernández. He even had a loan deal spell with Girona. Oof. As Bardghji gets robbed, and very quickly Barcelona winning the ball back, and here is Casadó. So Eric García loaned to Girona the season they qualified for the Champions League. Oof. And under Flick, he really got his chance, and he's taken it. So he's played left back, he's played right back, central defence and central midfield. It's quite a scary subs bench maybe if you're a Guadalajara player. Balde, Ferran Torres, Pedri, Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski all there. Good challenge from Christensen. I was looking at actually Robert Lewandowski has travelled but is not on the bench. Christensen. Lamine Yamal. Whilst attacking the stand with the temporary stand that was erected. Hang on a second, as that may or may not doesn't reach Rashford. Temporary stand to increase the capacity here in the Pedro Escartin from 6,000 to 8,000. Once again the referee plays on. And it was the delay in getting the safety certificate for that, which means we kicked off half an hour late here. 9:30 kickoff rather than the scheduled 9 p.m. I mean, Yamal gets past Moreno. Once again, look, 3 players chasing him around. Play on, says the referee. There's Roony Vardy. Puts it across to Christensen. Again, Lamine. Martinez. Moreno goes across to cover. Clipped in by Eric. The far post, and again Dani Vicente produces an outstanding save to keep it 0-0. And Guadalajara got the chance to launch a counter-attack. Borja Diaz. Cubarsí gets across but leaves that short, and that needs to be headed out for a Guadalajara corner. End-to-end stuff here. Good work from Jofre, getting across the cover in the middle. Let's have a look at that save from Rashford. Great save from Dani Vicente. So substitute in the league, showing there was a pretty good cover here in the Copa. Referee whistles and it's a foul in attack. It's García who's down. Pressure Ter Stegen. All of a sudden just step forward the line of pressure, Guadalajara. May or may not work in their favour as Frenkie de Jong comes away with the ball. The referee is showing a yellow card. He might have been able to let that one go, actually. It finally had picked out Rashford in a bit of space. Yellow card is for number 22, Samuel Mayo. A bit of a waltz there with Frenkie. So the referee might have been able to just give the advantage and book him later on, though, as Lamine, here he is, had a bit of space. As it is, it's back with Eric. It's got a bit too much on it. Out that one goes for a goal kick. Just to let you know, in their season in the RFEF Division 1, played 16, won 4, drawn 5 and lost 7, Guadalajara. Scored 16 goals, conceded 24. So they won promotion from the 4th tier last season. Is Casadó. Lamine. Roony. And again with Andreas Christensen. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the second half, still 0-0, but Dani Vicente making 2 excellent saves to deny Marcus Rashford. There's Lamine. In the end, turned himself into a blind alley. To be fair, there's quite a lot of those with the packed Guadalajara defence. And once again, they look to bring the ball out. The battling at number 9, Alejandro Cañizo. Once again, working very hard. This time losing out, it's with Jong. Got a few substitutes warming up Guadalajara, among them Salifo, who is their top scorer this season, on loan from Tenerife. Frenkie. Barde. Jong advances forward, but once again, defensive body there to make a block. And a corner for Barcelona. It's hung in the air. Oof. Well, if you can't use your hands, use your chest. Dani Vicente gratefully claims that one. He's mixed a couple of brilliant saves with a couple of nervous moments. Got away with them all, though, so far. García plays that one in quickly to Fermín. Doesn't get past that man, Javier Alblanque. Pace being played at a furious pace this match. As Barca seek an opening goal. Once again, Roony Barde. 1, 2, 3 players in front of him. Back it goes to Casadó. Pau, Cubarsí, and wide to Jofre Torrents. They're going to make a triple substitution by the looks of it very soon, Guadalajara. As another chance for Barcelona goes begging. Right, let's see who's coming on for the home side. It's going to be number 5, Dani Ruiz, when it'll be next time the ball goes out. We'll have that substitution very soon. Stegen spreads it out wide. Here's Lamine Yamal. Casadó, keeping a good shape, Guadalajara. Lamine curls that one in. Just again, it's cleared. Barcelona, the three Guadalajara substitutes standing down in front of me. Once again, it's a defensive foot that gets the contact. And corner for Barcelona. I don't think they'll make the substitution with a corner to defend. Or they might have to, as Cañizo's down. He has put in a massive shift in this opening hour here of this third round of the Copa del Rey. We just reached the hour now. Barca have a corner. Played short. Jong. Didn't look as if there was much in that from Frenkie de Jong. In fact, I think he probably didn't hit it mean to do that, but in the end, Dani Vicente has to tip it out for another corner. Good effort there from Moreno. In the end, he commits the free kick, and Guadalajara can finally make their substitutions. It's going to be Dani Gallardo, Antonio Calvo and Salifo Mendes to come on. And they are replacing Manu Ramirez, number 21. Borja Diaz. And Agustin Moreno. Meanwhile, Barcelona also making a change. It's going to be Alejandro Balde coming on. I suspect that'll be for Jofre. It is indeed. So Jofre Torrents makes way. Alejandro Balde comes on for Barcelona. And Barcelona get back underway with the free kick. García. Deportes in the Guadalajara fans. The Club Deportivo Guadalajara. With a 78-year history, of which only 2 have been spent above the 3rd tier. Casadó. Again to Eric García, but they're keeping their shape tremendously well. Get the feeling as well that Martín just making his changes to keep that physical level high. Rattled the roof above us. Getting into the game. So Barca are going to make another couple of substitutions soon. The space here is for Lamine. It's into the area, turns one way, maybe overruns it. Still Lamine Yamal gets it back from Eric Garcia. Once again, doesn't get it past the first defender. Cubarsí does well, but it is a throw-in for Guadalajara. It's a nice little gesture, you won't have seen it, but just in front of me, Jofre has made his way round the pitch. Just going to go into the dugout, but before he did that, he went up behind Hansi Flick and gave him a handshake, almost as to say, well, thanks for the opportunity, boss. I thought he played quite well, Jofre. So nearly 20 minutes gone, still no score. Although I say, Dani Vicente making two brilliant saves to frustrate Marcus Rashford. I wonder if there might be time to think about replacing De Jong with Pedri, just to add that little bit more creativity in the last third for Barca. Well, the last quarter for where they've been playing most of the game, let's be honest. Cubarsí. Again. García prods it out wide to Lamine. Bardghji, that's a good effort. Well caught though by Dani Vicente. Well, there is Pedri. Warming up to the left-hand side of the pitch as you see it. Nicely worked out wide, but the offside flag is up there against Salifa. Good first-time ball from Antonio Calvo, player on loan from Tenerife. He's got 4 goals for Guadalajara this season. And again, Lamine. Little ball there. It's Christensen who's advanced, but loses out, and that's another corner for Barca. Starting to add up the number of corners, aren't they? There you see that ball. Lovely first time pass, it has to be said, but Salifa was offside when the ball was played. Rashford should collect that. Ooh, what's a heavy touch. Good chance there. Take it past his man. He did, but he also took it past the byline. Another goal kick. Que bote el Escartín. Jump up and down the Escartín. I hope the people in the temporary stand don't do that. So given it's only just got its safety certificate. Balde. Again, looks for the overhead kick. A little bit ambitious. Out that one goes for another goal kick. 68, 69 minutes gone. Jong wins that, but it's knocked forward by Rojo. Cubarsí, and under pressure there from Salifa. Hooked away, and again Christensen been very solid, hasn't he, tonight? Fermín losing out. Again Rojo, the number 6 for Guadalajara. Probably been one of their most creative players. There's a chance on the overlap now. Drilled in, and oh, that was so close. Great work on the overlap from Julio Martinez. Caused a few problems for Eric. And in the end, it's Christensen who slides in to make a vital challenge. Oof. Canito must have thought it was an early Christmas present. But Andreas Christensen spoils his party. Barcelona going to make a couple more substitutions, by the way. It's going to be Pedri and I think Rafinha coming on. It's Raúl Tavares, who Guadalajara want a corner for that, another corner for that, another yellow card. And so Blanque. It might have a case, it looked as if it went off the defender's shoulder. Okay. Substitution as their Perry Martín looks on. It's Samu Mayo's another player who's put in a heck of a shift. He is replaced by Raúl Tavares. Little fact, Raúl Tavares was at the Barcelona lower division club as a youngster with Barca defender Gerard Martín. I wonder if there'll be a handshake between them afterwards. Okay. Pedri ready to come on, as is. It's going to be Jules Koundé coming on. He scored 2 big goals for Barca last week in the Champions League against Eintracht Frankfurt. Really important goals as well. That's given away, and here come Guadalajara again. Dani Gallardo surging forward, just finding a few little options themselves then, aren't they, the home side? So it might not be bad news for Barca if it opens up a bit more, but Ojo with the 73rd minute, that's not a lot of time to come back. Wanting to sound patronising, whatever happens here, I think Guadalajara can be tremendously proud of their efforts. But can they make being proud of your efforts into something really special? De Jong. Again, Lamine. He's not made the difference yet. Substitute, it's actually Marc Casadó coming off. For Koundé. And Pedri replaces Roony Bardi. shown the odd thing, but maybe not quite consistent enough. So we're thinking about Eric García. Started off in central defence, moved across to right back. Looks like he's moving now into central midfield. So it just shows how adaptable a player he is, and good reason to explain that new contract until 2031. Vicente once again punches away. It's with Lamine, cuts inside. This is where he's dangerous. Deflected over once again, right on top of him. Full commitment in every defensive action from Guadalajara. It's one of the few times, isn't it, that Lamine Yamal's had a bit of time on the ball, a bit of space. But just gets this. But once again, there's 3 players there to close him down. Well, are we going to see a Koundé header as we did last week when we actually saw 2 of them? It's flicked on by Pedri. Again. Held in, space at the far post, and there, Barcelona finally opened the scoring, and it's Andreas Christensen who has put the ball into the Guadalajara net. Relief for Barcelona. But the Guadalajara fans respond by cheering even louder. Frustration for Dani, Vicente. Does that take a little deflection on the way through? Nice ball to the Jong, sees the space at the far post, and not sure. It does indeed. It just takes a deflection off the number 18 of Julio Martinez. It's really unlucky for the fullback. Nothing that Vicente could do about that. No idea if that would have gone in without the deflection. Koundé gets caught in possession, but Cubarsí recovers. This is the danger now for Guadalajara. As if they do push forward. Looks like offside to me. Yeah, indeed it is. They are likely to be punished a bit on the break. 77th minute goal for Andreas Christensen. So at the moment, Football Club Barcelona will be joining Deportivo La Coruña and Elche in the 4th round, and Real Sociedad and Valencia. Real Sociedad just sneaking it against Eldense. It's a good ball. Canizo. Brought down by Salifa. What can the big striker do? My word, he unleashed that one, didn't he? Ter Stegen called into action as Guadalajara threatened an equaliser. Brilliant strike from Salifa Mendes. Looks as if he's just onside. The control worked out fine. Space. Thumps that one, and Ter Stegen, I think we can say he has fully recovered from his back operation. So a warning to Barcelona They may be able to catch Guadalajara on the break, but to be fair, they were nearly caught on the break that time. Lamine Yamal pretty clearly obstructed. If Hansi Flick gets out of his dugout to complain, then you know it's probably the wrong decision from the referee. Done a good job defending against Lamine Yamal, though, the Guadalajara defence. And all of a sudden, they're finding more space themselves. It's Cubarsí in the right place to put the ball out of play. Look at that save from Ter Stegen. With curls and dips. Still a chance though for Guadalajara. Pump that one in. And again Ter Stegen called into action. And it is that man, Alejandro Cañizo, who got his head on it. Going to sleep well tonight as long as his muscles don't ache too much. Vicente with Lamine Yamal. Gets caught from behind, perhaps. No penalty, says Cesar Soto Gradon. This is really very open, isn't it? I'm not sure if I was Hansi Flick, I'd be that happy at seeing this match as open as this all of a sudden. Surely what he'd be wanting his team to do is to keep possession, to keep passing, and to work some spaces, but it's Guadalajara who have reacted really well. Then it's Koundé who goes off his back to Ter Stegen, and you'll have to say, well defended. Again, no free kick. Barcelona being stretched a little bit in defence in these last few minutes. Here's Balde. That's one for Rashford to run onto. Marcus Rashford, can he seal it? It's a bit of contact and he's gone down, but once again, Sotogrado says play on. Meanwhile, back with Lamine Yamal. That's not a great ball. That's out for a goal kick. Guadalajara going to make their last substitution. It'll be number 7, Alejandro Domingo, better known as Neskis, as in Neskind. He replaces Miguel García. Neskis on one last throw of the dice for the home side. Have they got an equaliser in them to take this to extra time? That should be comfy for Marc-André Ter Stegen. Koundé. Gerard Martín looks as if he's going to come on for Barcelona soon. Pedri. Koundé and Cubarsí. hug there between Gerard, Martín and Hansi Flick. You might have seen that. One of the success, thanks to the big things that Flick does, isn't it? He just seems to have a really good relationship with his players, and that really gets a good response, especially from the youngsters like Martín. This season, after impressing last year at left back, is really impressing in central defence. Little space for Fermín. It's with Koundé. The offside flag is up against Jules Koundé. I'll give the chance for Martín to get into the action as he replaces the goal scorer Andreas Christensen. Performance from the day, and I think showing that he's fit, available and can play a role in what is going to be a remarkably busy start to the year for Barcelona. They got the Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. They'll have the next round, if it continues like this, of the Copa del Rey, La Liga, EA Sports of course, and two vital Champions League games which they might need to win both of them if they want to avoid an extra qualifying round. Meanwhile, Rashford hits the accelerator and is penalised for a foul in attack. So that won't count from Fermín. Little chuckle from the referee. Yes, it's not the most subtle of pushes there from Marcus. It's been denied space tonight. So the picture is a bit heavy perhaps, but it's weathered, considering how much it's rained here over the last couple of days. It's in really good nick. There's Niskis. 3.5 minutes of normal time. That needs to be cut out because he has got Salifo behind him. Jong has a little bit of space. It's again Koundé making up yards on this near side. Here is Jules Koundé. So by the way, the draw for the next round of the Cup, we're not sure yet because unfortunately there'll be one game that's not played this week. It'll have to be played on the 6th of January between Rayo Vallecano and Granada, in Granada, because Rayo have a Conference League game today, which means the draw can't be made until the 7th of January, which isn't ideal. Here's the a little back flick, and wide it goes for a corner. Basically because Granada are second division in the Liga High Promotion, and if they win, they would be assured a home draw in the next round. That's great defending, actually. It's Dani Gallardo who got that vital touch in as Pedri looked to double Barca's lead. Fermín even looked up for double Barca's lead. Marcus Rashford with the corner. Free header at the near post there for Fermín López, but couldn't direct it on target. So still a little bit more defensive work to do for Hansi Flick's side. Put a little bit of pause into the play. It's a little bit of a soft foul, isn't it? But it'll do for Barcelona as we approach the last minute of normal time. See how much added time there will be as it comes out to Lamine. Koundé on the overlap, but this time it's Rashford. Can he make it two? Marcus Rashford doubles Barcelona's lead. Lovely ball from Lamine Yamal. Skips past Dani, Vicente, and Barcelona have a second goal, which means that injury time will be a little bit more relaxed than it might have otherwise been. There's only 3 minutes of added time. Frustration for that man, Martín, in the, obviously suspended today, but in the cabin. Nice little shimmy there from Rashford, drops his shoulder. Great pass from Lamine. Just enough of the ball there to tempt the keeper to come as well, wasn't there? I think he might be able to get there. Fortunately for him, and unfortunately for Guadalajara, Dani, Vicente couldn't get on the end of that, couldn't get onto that one. Rashford does, and he doubles Barcelona's lead. Barcelona will be joining Real Sociedad, Valencia, Deportivo La Coruña, and somebody else whose name escapes me. I'm very sorry. More games to be played tomorrow and 3 on Thursday. Tomorrow's games include Talavera, Real Madrid, and Atletico Baleares against Atletico Madrid. Sorry, Elche are the other team in the next round of the Cup. They won 1-0 away to Eibar. Cubarsí. Credit to the Guadalajara fans. They've come along to see their team try and cause a major upset, and they were in this game until the 77th minute, which is when Andreas Christensen headed Barcelona ahead. Good cross from Frenkie de Jong. Here's Koundé. Offside flag is up against the Frenchman. To be fair, after Barcelona took the lead, probably when Guadalajara obviously forced forward, but they attacked effectively. They were very close to an equalising goal through Salifo. Great save needed from Marc-André ter Stegen. But in the end, that moment of class from Lamine Yamal, who's not had the easiest of nights here. Was enough. Koundé. Still really impressed by how hard, how they've kept up the pace, Guadalajara, all game. But that is the final whistle. Credit to Guadalajara from the third tier.